Hi, I'm Vicky.
And I'm Josie, and we are starting over little by slowly.
Um, Hi.
It's been a while. 2, 3 years now.
Yeah. Oh my God. It really has been 2 or 3 years.
um, we embarked on our journey of little by slowly and eventually fell out with it. But I think within the past few years, we've been discussing wanting to do this again.
Yeah.
So here we are, starting over. Um, and I think this time we're gonna start over. We're gonna do our intro a little bit more concise, on topic.
On topic. On
On
topic.
topic.
Yeah. But I think we could start off with like reintroducing ourselves
hmm
and just kind of setting the stage for what to expect from us. I don't know if you want to start or I should start.
If you're ready, go ahead and start.
Okay. We both agreed that we were going to just like wing this and like go with the flow. So that's what we'll do. Um, as I introduced myself before, I'm Vicky. I am one half of Little by Slowly. Um, yeah, I don't know what information to share that feels important. Maybe I'll just start talking about like some things that I'm excited about right now. Um, I'm excited that it is a brand new year and that we're gonna like go into spring. I really like bird watching, and while you can bird watch in the winter, it is a lot more fun in the spring um, and the fall. So I'm excited about that. Um, I'm excited about my newfound appreciation for budgeting. That's something that I've been very into recently. I know that the new year is all about like starting new and budgeting and working out, but like I'm very committed to this. I'm committed to my new budget. Um, yeah, I feel like that's what's important to me right now.
Nice. And again, my name is Josie here. Before we got on camera, we were definitely talking about not wanting to just introduce ourselves with who we are work wise.
Yeah.
And I think that's always like a little difficult with our age. But I think I'm gonna go the same route you went with what's bringing me joy lately. I have recently fallen back in love with running. It was something that I used to do a few years back, and I slowly stopped, and it took me a while to get back into it again. But I'm really enjoying that. So definitely waiting for the temperature to be 35 degrees or higher, because this isn't it. But not to sidetrack, but I always think about that lady who fell.
Yeah, the news reporter.
Yes.
She wasn't a news reporter. She was getting interviewed by a news reporter,
Porter.
and she was talking about the slush and how she
Yes.
thinks it's such amazing, um, like
Perfect weather.
yeah,
Yes.
for running.
Perfect texture for running. Very low impact on its dry snow so your feet don't get wet.
Stay warm. All right, thanks. We've seen a lot of people out here, like you said, running, sledding, just enjoying it. One thing, oops.
Um, and then my plants and flowers have been bringing me a lot of joy. I like getting making my little flower bouquets, and I have two monsteras at home. One has gotten really big in the past few years, and the other one's just starting. I like to put them next to each other during the day, so for aspirational purposes. um, and I am trying to get a little bit more into like crafts and like doing stuff like with my hands, whether because I just did a pottery class not too long ago, and then I just made the collage I showed you. So I'm trying to stimulate my mind um outside of work. So
Yeah, I really love that. Um, I had it in my head about the other thing that I was doing, reading. Reading. That's another
mm,
thing. When you said stimulating your mind, that reminded me of something else that I've been trying to get back into. When I was much younger, I used to love reading. I would like devour books after books, and I think I just like fell out of love with it because of school and
mm-hmm.
everything like being like required, but that's everyone's plight. So I've just gotten back into reading, and I think the way that I got back into it was really funny. I've like started like a family book club where I'm just reading books with my dad. It's just me and him. We've been trying to get my mom and sister into it, but they're very like audiobook people. I attribute that to their ADHD, but yeah.
I love that you and your family are doing stuff like that. Like that's very wholesome and nice in ways. We both no longer live with our families.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely very important to find ways to connect with your families when you don't live with them. For sure.
We make that clarification because I lived with my family for way longer than like typical.
There's no typical.
Yeah, but like typical. I feel like most folks like move out of their parents' house like when they start college, and I didn't move out until my second year of grad school.
There are a lot of people who don't move out until they get married.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There is no typical.
Yeah, that's true. And I also think that it has a lot to do with like cultural like things. I think it is more culturally acceptable for like the BIPOC community to live in their homes with their families for longer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
So yeah, I don't know if we want to be like very Gen Z about this and like put out what we like identify as. I think I should share my pronouns. They're she, her.
Okay, my pronouns are also she, her.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other important information?
No.
Okay.
You?
Yeah, I'm bisexual. I identify as bisexual. Yeah. Yeah, I just mentioned that because I know that like, and I said it was very Gen Z because I saw this really funny video where like this older woman asked this younger gentleman what his pronouns were, and then do you know the one I'm talking about?
Please enlighten me.
And then he goes like, hold on, like you're gonna love this, and then she goes, oh, here we go with the pronouns, and like starts going on like and getting very like exasperated very quickly that he was apparently gonna share his pronouns. I've actually never seen the clip farther than that, just like her immediate annoyance.
How do you identify?
Actually, I identify as.
Oh, here we go. It's that long plethora of. Oh my God.
Wait for it.
I will. Let me get it.
It reminds me of that, that Family Guy clip where like Lois is like,
yes, 100%, 1,000%,
1,000%,
yeah. But I do think it's important to like share what you are in case like what you identify as and what like feels important to you. If anyone is watching and is like, oh, I resonate with that, like I really appreciate that you're being open about that. So yeah, my pronouns are she, her. I identify as bisexual. I recently had a really interesting like mental health diagnosis that I'm not too sure I want to share right now, but that was interesting and impactful, and yeah.
So we had to rewatch the video, our first intro video, and honestly I did not remember how we met. You've just always been in my mind. You've just always been in my life.
That's very sweet.
But we met in college, and according to the video we weren't we weren't instant besties. Who would have thought? But clearly with any friendship, with any relationship, we took the time to get to know each other, and we've maintained friendship even outside of college, and I think we're two people who very much value friendships.
I think it's interesting that you said that like we maintain the friendship outside of college, because that's so true. Like you're kind of like stuck with another person, especially the specific way that we met, where we have to be around each other for extended periods of time, and to want to spend time outside of that, I think shows that we actually like each other and we actually care about each other.
And we're actually putting in the effort to see each other, because we're not just seeing each other out of convenience. We are making space and time for each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when I like to think back on our friendship and the way that we like started being friends, I definitely think that it was very intentional. Like we like sought each other out to schedule dates to hang out. Specifically,
Because we wanted to build that.
yeah, because we like
Yes.
saw each other and we were like, I want to be her friend. So I think that's really nice because I think a lot of friendships, at least my previous ones, have developed out of like convenience. Like I work with you, I go to school with
Mm.
you, and then ours was yeah, we went to school together, yeah, we were part of the same things, but like there was so many people around that we could have chosen just not to interact, but we chose to.
Two. Yes. Yes. I think not not to get too sidetracked, but I feel like I I hold a lot of I may not be phrasing this right, but I'm very grateful because I think a majority of my friendships are intentional in that way.
Yeah.
Um yeah. But I think when you don't see somebody every day, it has to be that way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Why we wanted to restart this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think something that I love about our
Uh-huh.
friendship is that we'll get together, we'll get coffee, we'll get dinner, we'll go to the movies, we do all these activities together. But when we actually get to like sit down and have a conversation, it sometimes inadvertently sounds very podcasty. We'll get like
Yes.
super deep and start talking about this topic that we're both really passionate about. Um, and we realize that like, hey, maybe we should set up a camera and record this because we do have some like I feel valuable things to say, and sharing those, I don't know, are important. Is important.
Yeah. And I feel like it's been harder for us to do it more so lately, but when we first started this, we used to do that over text.
Yeah.
We would share really big thoughts over text, and
Yeah.
it's gotten a lot harder.
Yeah.
With maintaining like a job and life and all that.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, every time I see you, for sure, we get into like pretty deep conversations.
Mhm.
And it really, not to use the word stimulate again, but it really stimulates my mind to be able to have conversations like that and to have a space for that. It might as well hit the play button.
Yeah. And something that we've talked about is that we don't always agree with each other, which is also another
Mhm.
reason. Like you can have like really stimulating conversations with like a partner or a friend, but if you're just sitting there like two bitches just saying yes, then like how is that interesting? But like we get into like very light arguments, very light disagreements, maybe is a better term to say, where we land on agreeing to disagree. Like we
Mhm.
don't have the same opinion on a lot of things.
Where it's just like a casual, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that that pretty much sums up who we are. And I'm very excited to see um these topics in our minds like come out in flesh and move little by slowly with you. And
Yeah. And I think in a future episode we can talk about like where the name came from. Maybe that's something that we'll do on like our 20th episode or something. Or
ooh.
just go back and watch one of our older videos. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to take the rest of this podcast little by slowly.
Yeah.
Thank you.